I thought we had a great meeting. Did you have a great meeting?
We did have a great meeting, but we're live now.
We're live! How's it going, guys?
Focus llama.
My wife's told me, focus llama. I have trouble with focus. I have adult ADD, by the way. I think.
No, you do not.
Self-diagnosed.
Yeah. No, you're
Like,
just random.
How many other people in this world self-diagnosed?
Yes.
Can I have a pill, please? Oh, my bad. Sorry.
You can't. Okay.
Parent like a champ. It's that time, ladies and gentlemen. Marcy joined us. Good job, Marcy.
Yay.
Jana, awesome. I see we're populating a crowd. I hope we populate a crowd. By the way, speaking of populating a crowd, let us know where you're checking in from. Talk to us.
So
Throw some things out there.
I don't know if you saw this.
What?
I posted a
I was
meme.
talking.
Yeah, I know, but...
That's not very married like a champ either.
No, but
She
you were just
cut me.
rambling. So
I'm not rambling. I'm seriously talking to these people. I need you guys to share this. Love it, like whatever you know. But get it, help us get it out there. Yeah. Good evening, Ms. Marcy from Oklahoma, who's on fire. I'm so sorry about that. That's awful. Misty, Misty. Let me see Misty in yours. Good job. Hey, girl. Mr. Cody. Hey, brother. All right, guys. So, parent like a champ.
Listen. So the meme that I posted, kind of talking about tonight, is the hardest part of parenting. Is whenever you're having to keep a straight face and pretend to be mad whenever your kid does something that is really not cool and is bad, but is actually kind of hilarious that they did that. And it made me laugh.
That's when we're at the restaurant and one of my kids goes brrr, and I'm like, don't do that.
Ever do that.
And I have to turn and laugh. It's like this time in class. One time in class, I was having to talk with the kids, and I had a kid. It was raising his hand just like a little bit like this. And I would be like, guys, if you're confident, you raise your hand like this. And so we're in class, and I said, come on, guys, what is this? And this kid in the back of the room goes, sir, I believe that means to live long and prosper, sir. And he was serious. I had no idea this kid was like a comedian because I got a messed up hand, and it looks like Spock from Star Trek, right? And I'm like, so I'm trying to keep a straight face and be like, not exactly. I'm wanting you to be confident and raise your hand high and said, anyway. But, and then I'm laughing on the inside like, oh my gosh, this kid's awesome.
And it made me laugh, but honestly, it was like, the hardest part of parenting. And, I think we can all agree that was pretty funny, but that's not the hardest part of parenting. I think, you have like 100% parenting advice. You are like just this encyclopedia of parenting advice before you have kids. And then you have kids and like the dictionary, I guess you let the dog...
You burn the encyclopedia because it's like, it didn't work.
I got nothing.
Right? I remember before we had kids, man, I was coaching everybody, like, set that kid down.
I do this and I would never do that.
Hey, Miss Christina.
So, because
South Carolina.
we deal with kids all day, every day, some of our there's like some pretty common complaints that we get about parents coming in just flabbergasted, frustrated with their kids, and we kind of did our top 3 that we hear the most.
Right. So it's things like, little Susie is just being so disrespectful, and I get that. Kids they test. Understand as a parent, kids will test their boundaries. They'll try things, and so the first time or two, you're patiently firm with them, and you have that conversation if that's not appropriate, and then the third time you drop the hammer. But anyway,
and then the second thing is that they just don't follow the rules. They know what they're supposed to do. They know that they're supposed to do. They don't follow the rules. This, and they just don't follow. They don't. And that's kind of the big people version of it. But they just don't do what they know they're supposed to do, X, Y, Z, and they just don't do it.
Right. Don't follow the rules. I told my kid what to do and they didn't get it done. They're not following the rules, or at school they're talking out in class, or they're wiggling, they're touching people. Why won't they follow the rules? I don't know.
And then the third one is, they just, that they have a mouth on them. They are just talking back. You'll even see like on Facebook people like, oh, I know exactly what I just wanted to just slap them, and oh, yeah, you do. But, it's almost like it's just expected, and it's kind of, but it's frustrating in one hand it's frustrating, and then another hand it's just like, oh, they're kids, they're going to do that. But we have kind of a different take on that, and how we can own our piece in that.
Yeah. So, all right, so your kid's being disrespectful. Well, I don't know. The last time someone accidentally cut you off in traffic, how respectful were you? The last time the waitress brought you the sweet tea instead of the unsweet tea, how respectful were you? I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but what I'm asking you to think about, or we're asking you to think about, is what, my post said walking the catwalk. It's kind of silly. What are you modeling for your kids to follow? Are you being a good model? Are you walking the catwalk right?
You can say, you need to be respectful, you need to stop talking back, and you need to follow the rules. But if you, as the parent, don't do that yourself, you are talking out one side and they're watching you. They're not listening to what you say.
And here's the thing. I'm going to say it again. There is zero judgment from us. This is not us pointing anything.
We're perfect. We're perfect. We don't ever.
Will you guys write that down? I'm good. I'm done for the night. Perfect. No. So basically, we've done it too. But the point is kids don't do what we tell them. They do what we show them.
Right.
It's like that old saying, don't do what I do, but do what I say. That is such trash.
That does not work.
And early in my life, I heard that and used that. But it's such trash because kids are going to do what they see. They're going to do what they follow. So, so listen, think about it. And here's another version. Maybe your kid's not respecting, your spouse. So, little Johnny just don't respect mom. But then whenever I came home the other night and dinner wasn't on the table or whatever, and I had a fit at mom, what is he seeing? What's he seeing? So what's he modeling?
They just, they don't respect authority. Well, do you respect authority? Are you confident enough to say, that police officer, I'm going to be respectful of them, or whoever it is, whether your boss, do you come home and talk about how horrible your boss is and then expect them to be different about the way that they talk to or talk about their teacher?
So, guys, sorry. So, okay. I tend to be very type A and like driven. Gotta get there, and so that
shocked everybody.
I'm sorry. So, but my point is I have this it translates into every area of my life, so it's easy to be an impatient person. I struggle with it really bad sometimes, and so with that said, my kids, I'm ashamed to say this, have seen me get pulled over on multiple occasions. And it's always because I'm going too fast. I know it's bad, but I gotta get there because I got things to do, right? So, but what they don't see is they never, ever see me take that out on the police officer.
Yeah,
even though it can be frustrating, like, I gotta get there, don't stop me right now, But I never, ever, when the police officer comes up, I'm respectful, show them what I need to show them, talk to them, and but when he walks away or she walks away, I never tell my kids, what a butthole, I can't believe that. I don't.
Stupid, I can't believe it.
Yeah. And so the point is it can be easy to do that though, and I get it. Because inside you're frustrated, they're holding you up, they're taking your time. I was just 5 miles an hour over, I get it. So the big point of the night is, are you walking the catwalk of life? What are you modeling for people to see? And no, I don't model perfectly, and neither does Glenn Ann. That's not the point, but it's just, what are we modeling? So
I think
when you're frustrated
instead of just flowing through, actually take a second and go, wait, did what I just say? Yeah, I'm chewing on them for doing that. And I just totally did it. Just being self-aware and aware enough of your actions and your words to catch yourself and then do something about it, because that's the thing. We all are going to say things and do things that we kind of go, yeah, that was completely opposite of what I'm trying to get these guys to do. But if you don't actually see it and stop it, then that's what you're modeling the absolute opposite of what you want.
Absolutely.
A lot of times whenever you see your kids doing something, that's whenever
they're doing probably something you do,
yeah,
or very similar. And
well, and another side of that is if all of a sudden they do start acting completely like, wait a minute, where did this come from? That's also a red flag. If okay, this is completely out of their character. There's something bigger going on, and we kind of talked about that last week. So, whatever that bigger going on could be. So that's those talking times.
Make sure you're not afraid of your kids to the point, and I'm kind of saying that a little facetiously, that don't be unwilling to sit down and go, hey, let's talk. How are you doing? And so anyway, a lot of times the things, again, that we see our kids do are things that they're reflecting that they see us do. And we just wanted to encourage people to be self-aware, aware of what you say. It's not cool when something goes wrong for you to say, be rude to a waitress or be whatever, and then expect your kids not to do those things, because they're gonna do it. And it's just kind of the nature of our little beasts and how they grow up and learn. So anyway, good stuff. So if you want your kids to be more respectful, model respect. If you want your kids to follow the rules, model following the rules.
Even whenever, okay, and this is like one of those little nuggets. Even whenever the rules you may not even like totally agree with, like one of the places to see this broken massively is, think about the parent drop-off lane at school or the pickup lane, and there's always that one parent that they're in a hurry, so everybody else needs to wait because they're going to stop whenever they're not supposed to stop, or the lane that they're going to get out, they're going to have, and then whenever somebody says, hey, do you mind, can you go ahead, this is not for that, then they chew out the teacher or the counselor who is trying to just get them to follow the rules. They're like, well, I'm in a hurry, and then they just show disrespect to the person that they want their kid to be listening to. They just showed that the rules don't apply to me if I don't like them, or the rules don't apply to me if they're inconvenient for me. And so, and that's just one area. But that's a place that you see it all the time. If it's not convenient to me, then I don't have to do that. So.
Hey
we
guys,
have to be really aware.
Absolutely. And Miss Shonda just made a comment. I just happened to catch it. I don't see them all, but I caught this. Also, own up to your mess in front of your kids. Apologize and say, I messed up and we'll do better. Holy cow. Holy guacamole. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Such truth, man. Again, it's painful, but I can't tell you how many times I've messed up and apologized to my kids for messing up and saying, I lost it, man, and I shouldn't have done that, and I'm sorry to them, I'm sorry to you, and we're better than that. We are better than that. Yeah. I'm better than that.
And I know, I myself sometimes am even like, well, I said this, but it's because you, and then I catch myself going, oh, it's because you, no, that is making it their fault that I just blew up over, something dumb.
So, this is kind of a big generalization, but if you find yourself all the time pointing the finger out and externalizing, looking to the outside, there's something off. Always see the problem internally.
What could I have done better?
How was I involved? How was I engaged? And what could I have done better? Start there first. It doesn't mean it's your fault, but always start there first. That's a good kind of baseline to start from. What did I do? How was I engaged? How did I affect that interaction? And what could I have been better? Or what could I have done better? Yeah. And sometimes it's not you at all. Somebody just gets off the handles, and I get that. But point
when you
is,
ask those questions, it's a way that you can take control of the situation instead of having that victim mindset of everybody just out to get me, whether it's whatever it is. So you don't want to live your life like that. You want to live your life going, okay, what could I have done to have controlled, whatever.
We could debate that for hours, but the whole victim entitlement mindset thing is absolutely disgusting. So anyway,
and we don't want our kids to feel that way, so we can't do it.
Go out. Part of our mission, model, and belief statement is we want to create assets to go out into society. We want people to go out and contribute, because you're gifted and you can. So anyway, with that said, awesome night. Make sure you're modeling. And if you're having issues with your kids, it's not always 100% the answer. Just kind of reflect back. What they're having trouble with? Is it something that maybe I'm mismodeling? And maybe something I need to adjust with myself to help them to be better at what they do, right?
Absolutely.
Good night, people. Awesome. Beautiful parent like a champ. Do me a favor. Share it, guys. Share it. You guys aren't aggressive enough sharing. I'm going to Share it, please. All right, have a good night. Appreciate you guys. Let us know what you think, and if you want to hear something, let us know about that too.
Good night.